Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Renaldo. Welcome to the Atlas Minute. And today I have a special guest. Typically, it's always realtors, loan officers. So I decided to go outside that realm today. And I'm going to let him introduce himself. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate you having me on, Renaldo. My name is Gabe David. I am just a regular dude. I'm a husband, father, entrepreneur, part of the self-made family, and fitness-minded, business-minded. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Oh, nice. Where are you from originally?
Louisiana.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we actually just got licensed there to do loans in Louisiana.
Heck yeah, let's go.
You're a big, I'd say, seafood guy.
Seafood, hot sauce, spicy food, you name it. Let's go.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm Jamaican and I do not like spicy food. People look at me, I'm like, what? I just can't handle it, man. It's my kryptonite.
That's crazy. That's crazy. If it doesn't make you sweat, it's not good for you, man.
It makes me like, my daughter laughs at me like I'm sweating, like I'm like, I don't know, I can't take it. So hot Cheetos make me sweat. So.
But that's not even real. What is that? Red 40 hot Cheetos? That ain't real, dude. That ain't even real food.
So perfect, man. So just wanted, first question I do have for you, man, is how did you get started in the fitness space?
Let's see. Well, I've been working out ever since I was a young kid. I think it was more of like a vision that I had for myself, a level of like self-investment that I wanted to attain, but it just became regular to me after a while. But when I was younger, I remember seeing guys or teenagers that were older than me. I was a little kid, and I'd play outside, and I'd see teenagers that were older and they were more in shape and that kind of stuff. Or I'd see people. It's like perceived likelihood of achievement. Hey, I want to look like that too. And right, and I think growing up back in the 90s, the action figures like had muscles and stuff, and I thought that was cool. But for me, from a health standpoint, I think that getting in the fitness space is kind of natural. I built a online or remote training business in like 2010 till 2014, just kind of picking up clients here and there. Not because I wanted to. I was busy working and hustling and being a young entrepreneur and an employee. And at that time, just meeting people in and out of different gyms and that kind of thing, and giving fitness advice left and right. But I started to repeat myself over and over again. So I was like, hold on, let me just kind of write like prescriptive measures or like systemize this process where I can meet someone. And it's like, oh, it sounds like you have this, and this problem, and you can kind of do it that way.
Did you ever get into like the competitive space at all?
Competitive in like sports or bodybuilding?
Like bodybuilding, like
no, man. I think that when it comes to like competitive, I think yes, absolutely. I played competitive sports. I wrestled in high school, played baseball, all those things. But me, it was always like a measure of self-investment. But as far as like bodybuilding or anything like that, I think it's just kind of like the aesthetic look that I've achieved or gotten there. But as far as body, everybody has a body, right? And you're just building the body that you want. I think everybody at the end of the day wants to look better, feel better, and be sexier, right? It's very simple, and that's it. It's like, what are you confident looking like? So you're always building your body, right? So anyways, that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest, man. I tried it, and it's so demanding, man. Mentally, physically, you miss out on so much, man. I did 3 shows. Like I competed in San Diego once, in Japan, and I did the first Sean Ray Classic in Hawaii. And it takes so much time and dedication from eating. Like I was going through courses, and people were like, "Why are you eating those nasty eggs?" And I used to put mustard on everything, just to get through it, man. And it's like you stop eating for taste, and now you're just eating for your body. But when I retired from the Marine Corps, I wasn't mentally ready to get out, man. And I went through this like really dark, depressive state, man, where I was drinking all the time and all kind of crazy stuff. So, that's honestly, like, I know a lot of people say it, but my goal for 2025 is just to, get back into that. I don't want to be pristine shape, right? I'm 35 years old, about to be 36. So I just want to be healthy to the point where my son can't beat me up.
I got that dad strength, son. I'm gonna own him. Yeah. Well, I think that's common, man. It's not, we're not far off the mark there. I mean, you've had experience. Not everybody has the fortitude, let's just say, to get on a bodybuilding stage or something like that. But there's times where we're here on our fitness journey, and then we're like, we did this thing, and it was like so extreme, and then we went here, and then we do and we don't, we do and we don't. And so for me as a fitness professional, or whatever you want to call it, fitness personality, I'd say is like doing, or just like anything else in business, it's like doing something great one time, that's awesome. But can you replicate it over and over and over again? It's like, did you catch lightning in a bottle, or can you sell lightning in a bottle, or can you replicate lightning in a bottle, if you will? And then for you, what, 89? You said you're 35?
Yeah.
89. What's up, man? We're probably brothers. We got separated somehow at the hospital, man.
Yeah.
Same. But anyways, so it's the same thing. You want to do this for a long time. Like, you want to make, like, to me, it's like, that's cool, man. But how long can we do this? Like, I want to be 65 and still be able to put a whooping on somebody. But no, feel confident, and feel good. And yeah, anyways.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense, man. And that's really the goal, right? The longevity of life, right? Because it's probably the most precious thing we have that's taken granted of daily, right? Just our basic actions. Anything from speeding on the freeway, we're taking granted of our life, right? Like, I'm guilty of it. So definitely just make those changes, right? I want to see my grandkids run around one day, stuff like that. The next thing I do have for you, though, is what has been the driving force behind your success, man? Because I watch you, actually, your son is in this space now. So, I was talking to him about a month and a half ago about getting a membership at the new gym that you guys have coming up. So what has been the biggest driving force for you to just stay committed to this path?
If I had to say it was like one thing, I'd say that what I don't like is to waste things, and time is a terrible thing to waste. Kind of like what you were just talking about before. It's like the one thing that we're given that you can't get any more of. Like, people are like, I'm gonna make time to do this thing. It's like, you're not making time. You can make more money and all these other things, but it's the only asset you're not getting any more of. But who gave you that time, right? And I think that's it. God gives you an opportunity every day, and you either can take it and do something with it, or you can be a victim and you're going to get mowed over, because life is going to hand you problems, whether you're ready or not. And then we as humans, then we go and, incidentally, we create more issues for ourselves. And I think of, how can I minimize the amount of issues that I face? And if I'm prepared and I'm ready and I'm self-invested, I'm going to fare better off than the other version of me that's not. So I think that that's a big motivator. And then becoming the person that we're supposed to be. Like, God made you to do great things. So what the heck are you doing? And are you really, truly the leader that you are meant to be? And it's like a constant level of self-assessment. But in order to do that, self-investment and go from there. But anyway, so that's the driver for me, I think, is, if you ask my wife, she'll tell you, the only time I ever get like really mad is when people waste my time. But I get more mad because I allowed it. So wasting time is probably like, I got it, this amount of energy and use it. So
yeah, time and land, the two things.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, assets.
That's like,
assets.
I tell people, it's like, you got to buy real estate because they're not making more land.
Yeah, well, that's very, very true.
I love that, man. We all have to have that kind of driving force to help us be successful, right? For me now, it's really just my kids, man. They just push me to just be so much better in life. Just watching them grow. My son's in the 10th grade now. Someone told me, a lot of times we look at it as, oh, you have 2.5 years left with your son, but when you put it in perspective, of those 2 years, most of it, he's in school or I'm at work. The most time I get to spend with him is the summer. So it's like, I really only have one summer left with him, because you have the summer going into the junior year. And if everything goes as planned, summer for after he graduates high school, he's gone. Like, I have like 2 summers left with this kid, and I don't even like him sometimes. So, so that's pretty crazy. So just trying to spend as much quality time with him before he's on his own and doing his own thing, creating his own path and legacy in life. So
I think having your kids, yeah, that's a massive motivator. I heard this the other day, and somebody was saying, having kids is like living with your heart running around on the outside of your body the rest of your life. And it is like that. And, if you don't know, or the audience or whoever is going to watch this later on doesn't know, I have 3 older kids. So my wife had 3 kids before I ever met her. And then we have 2 little ones. So we have 2 under 2, and then we have our 3 older kids. So for me, parenting, it started with like an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 13-year-old. That's how parenting started for me. So it was like, for me, I did this like almost not backwards, but a different phase. And so growing teenagers and then turning around and growing little ones, it's completely different. But what it's definitely given me an appreciation of parenting from every different degree. And so I feel you. Whenever it's not easy work raising teenagers, man. It's not. And we see that. We're like, oh man, like, you see your little ones and they get bigger and you're like, man, I'm going to put like a book on your head or something so you don't grow. I'm going to stop feeding you. That's seriously, but the more I feed you, and then when they get older, they eat you out of house and home, man. I'm sure your 10th grader probably putting in a whole bill just himself.
To be completely honest, I wish he would, man. Like he's I don't get it, man. He's in shape, man. He's a fast kid, plays basketball, so he's like, I gotta watch my figure and stuff. I'm like, all right, man, dude, do what you do.
Yeah.
This kid only eats chicken nuggets, pizza, and hamburgers.
You gotta diversify that portfolio, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you'll take him to Ruth Chris and he's gonna be like, do you guys have cheeseburgers?
That's wild. That's wild.
I'm like, all right, man. After a while, I just stopped arguing with him about it. I'm like, just get whatever you want, man. So I just kind of gave in. I was just like, at least the beef is protein. So,
yeah. At least he has some sort of sustenance, man.
And now what I do is like, I'll take him to In-N-Out and I'll order him 2 double doubles instead of 1.
Yeah.
Just to kind of put some size on him.
Yeah.
He just has to get stronger with, especially going into next year, right, for the basketball season. So, and you guys have a great trainer over there, Bulldog, that he's been going to for a while now. That's helped him with all his mobility stuff. So it's pretty exciting, man, watching them. And then my daughter is competition cheerleading. That's next level, man. I don't know if your younger kids are girls or boys.
My little ones are girls. Yeah, two little girls.
2 little girls, keep them away from cheer.
No, I'm like, listen, the only person you're cheering for is me, okay? Yeah. No.
Keep them away from cheer. It's not even, cheer is cool, but that's why I'm always working, because cheer is so expensive.
Yeah.
Back to the topic, man. So I've joined a couple of your classes that you give to your trainers. What's that one marketing tip that you would give to them to help them be successful?
Know who you're talking to. First of all, let's understand what marketing is. If you want to, it's like marketing is the process that sets up for the sale, right? I think that's fair to say, because sometimes people, they're like marketing, sales, advertising, it's all the same thing, right? It's like, well, not exactly. But marketing is understanding who exactly you're talking to. You have the right stuff, like whether it's a service-based business or it's a product-based business, you have the right stuff, or maybe you're developing the right thing. But if you're talking to the wrong person about it, it doesn't matter how great your stuff is. You're talking to the wrong person, and it's the not the proper audience. So fine-tuning that, and there's simple ways to do that, especially now with AI and things like that. We can really compress time, and it'll help us hone that down. But maybe you have more than 1 or 2 target audiences. But the better we understand who is more likely to buy our product, who is more likely to retain or find value in our product, while they're referring other people. And this is really any business. It's simple. It's how is the consumer experience overall? Like, you have to think about it, because we're so concerned with, we got to market, we got to sell, we have to do this, we have to do that. It's like, what about that other person on the other side? What's the experience like? So think about like a restaurant. You go there, any restaurant you've been, it's got to be one you've been. Ruth Chris, obviously you even said that. So you go to Ruth Chris. Why do you go to Ruth Chris? Well, the food's good, steaks, fresh, whatever. But how was the service? Because if the restaurant's really good, but the service is terrible, you're probably not going to go back. Like the food was different, right? Or vice versa. Maybe It's the opposite. But overall, those two things make up the consumer experience. And so, giving somebody a really great experience, it's very easy to say yes and hard to say no to. So, but as far as like marketing, it's just, in my personal opinion, is like start out like, what are you really good at? Speak from experience. Speak to what you know. Continue to grow your skill sets in that direction. But also, who are you most likely to help? Especially in the health and fitness space, it's like, do you help 8 billion people that are on this planet? It's like, no, not realistically, you're not going to help them all. So narrow that target market. Is it women? Is it men? Is it people of a certain age? Is it couples? Like, who is it? Is it youth athletes? I posted that on my social media the other day. Was like an AI prompt that I created that will help people refine exactly who it is. So if you're a real estate agent, or you're a photographer, a personal trainer, whoever, it'll help really narrow it down.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Kind of like it's the same thing in this industry too, right? Everyone wants to get out. Everyone wants to sell luxury homes. That's the goal, right? Because we watch Selling Sunset and $1 Million Listings and all that stuff, and all those guys started at somewhere at the bottom, right? And eventually you have to pick your niche, right? So like with me, my niche is VA. I'm a veteran. I work with a lot of veterans. I understand it very well, so I focus on that. But there's so many different products out in the industry, right? You have down payment assistance, conventional, FHA, investment products, and VA products. It's so many different things that you can do, like bridge loans. Like I just learned about a bridge loan the other day. Like I knew what it was, but I didn't understand it until a couple of days ago. But I think a lot of guys come into this industry and they want to do everything. I'm gonna train kids. I'm gonna train adults. Competition. It's like, nah, man, you got to narrow it down, right? And two of the people that I see does a great job with that inside of your gym is Coach 𝐿. I think that's how you say his name. Coach 𝐿 and Bulldog, right? If you're a football kid, you probably don't want to go to Bulldog. That's just not his thing. He's all about the basketball kids, right? I don't know, but me as a parent, right, if I had a kid that does football, I'll probably take him over to Devon instead of Bulldog, because I see what Bulldog does for those kids that play basketball. Coach 𝐿, on the other hand, the volleyball kids, the baseball kids, I see what he do with those kids, and I'm like, he's over here they're both creating super athletes in their own realm. So definitely picking that niche, and then just putting all your effort behind it is going to help you become more successful. There's too many hands and too many pots, and you're gonna tap out.